So Judgy gave me, because one day I randomly was bitching on Twitter, as I normally do, and I was like talking about the 3 girls, like we need to identify these 3 girls, like that's the key to proving his timeline. Judgy like started DMing me, and she knew the names of the 3 girls, right? These 3 basketball girls. We didn't know it was them 3, but we like were assuming. So she gave me the names, and I was like, I bet I could just pull up their fucking Facebook, find these people, and message them. So I messaged all 3 of them, and I posed it in a way where I was just like trying to ask if they had seen anyone earlier that day. And only one girl responded. And at first she was really put off. She was wanting to know who I was and what was, all that stuff. And I ended up talking to her a little more and explaining to her, like, hey, I'm really sorry. I don't mean to like be a weirdo or anything. We think this guy might be innocent. We're trying to find information out. And I told her that he identified seeing 3 girls and that we thought them 3. And from that point, she did not remember seeing anyone, unfortunately. So that was the big bad news. But she did identify that they went the route where they would have crossed that bridge with the blue that's now red. And she identified herself as being 2 to 3. She was about 2 years older than the other 2 girls she was with. And she had long dark hair and she was taller than them. So that signified to me that that was the 3 girls we were for sure looking for, because Rick Allen had mentioned that one of them looked older. And that was all I was pretty much able to get from her, was just identifying that marker that Rick also identified, and the fact that I believe it to be them because she's older and taller. But the last thing I was going to say is I asked them if they had been spoken to by anyone, Delphi, law enforcement, private investigators, anyone. She said the only people she had ever been questioned by was some weirdo trying to get money from her and some random chick who asked if she knew them. And that was it.
So no law enforcement?
0, not even Delphi bothered to interview these girls.
I bet you their names were not even in discovery.
Maybe not.
Trial Junkie wants to know if you got their timeline.
I did not get a full timeline from her. She was kind of like pushing me off towards the end. Like I could tell she was getting like tired of answering questions about this. She said they weren't even friends with Abby and Libby, but she would see Abby and Libby all the time because she went to the high school, and she would see them in the tunnel that like merges the middle school to the high school. But all it would take is somebody with a higher pay grade than my ass to sit them down, question them, and I don't know, have them testify to actually being there at the time and matching his fucking description.
I mean, so describe again okay. So when they were leaving the trails, you said that they went over across Freedom Bridge and across the Red Bridge, the bridge that's now red.
I gave her a picture of the map of what me and Jess believe was the route he took, and then kind of described parts of it, like, oh, there was that bridge with a little blue in it, and that's when she said, oh yeah, I remember that bridge. And that was pretty much like the most descriptive thing I got from their route. Okay. But they were the girls that were going to play basketball.
Right.
Yeah. And then Jess told me one of them is actually in jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.